Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today I want to do a little test. I want to take all of my Leica M-mount lenses and test what they look like autofocusing with the Techart Pro adapter. I'm going to go through all of these lenses from the Voigtländer 35 to the 50mm to the Brighton Star and see how they focus on this camera, the Sony A7CR, with the Techart Pro adapter mounted, of course. Let's get into it. So to make this a useful test, what I'm going to do first is make sure that I obviously attach the Techart Pro adapter to the Sony. So, easy task. It's a all metal affair here. Make sure that you line up the dot and twist. Bada bing, bada boom, we are in. And now we are locked in and good to go. Now, the first lens that I want to be testing today is I'm going to use my Leica M11 as the model, so to speak. And what I'll do is I'll probably start right down the bottom with the Voigtländer 15mm lens. Now this is going to be a little bit of a useless test because essentially everything from 1 meter to infinity is in focus on an ultra wide lens like this. But I'm going to do it anyway and we'll see where we end up. So this is the first lens that we'll be testing. Give me a minute while I set up the scene and we get ready for the test. Okay, we are set. Test is ready to go. And we're going to have this at 0.5 at wide open, 4.5. So this is the Voigtländer 15mm f4.5 Mark III Leica M-mount lens with the Techart Pro, the LE ME-A9, which is the Mark II adapter of the autofocus adapter for the Sony A7CR. Now, my model setup, which is the good old Leica M11, and you can see the Brighton Star lenses on there. Let's take a photo. Let's touch and focus. I shall put on touch focus so you can see what's happening. There we go. And I mean, no surprises here. Not a drastic change, not a drastic difference because it is an ultra wide lens. All right, let's get the next lens on here. Let's put on the 35mm lens and see what happens here. So this is the 35mm Voigtländer 35mm lens here. This is the 35mm f1.5. This is the knocked on lens. And you saw straight away there, let's put it to the 0.5mm minimum focus. This is wide open. This is about a meter away, so let's focus and no issues. As you can see there, locked on straight away. We're right on this point here. Let's put it to infinity. Again, no issue, locked on, really fast. No issues at all there. Let's put it to 0.5 because it's not actually a meter, it's about 0.5. Yeah, snappy. I've configured my AF on button so that it actually has autofocus and tracking. So as you can see, that is solid performance. And even if I move around, are we in focus? That is a tiny bit misfire. Let's try one of the non-moving shots. Oh, that's very fast. And bear in mind that I was shooting that 1/125th of a second and I was moving around. So let's just take one more control shot right in the middle, take a photo, done. What does it look like? Sharp. That's 1.5. That's 35 millimeters at 1.5. Let's stop this down to f4 and see what happens. That is a sharp result. Very happy with that. That's amazing. All right, let's get on the next lens and see what we've got. So that's the 35. Let's move to the 50 millimeter now. This is the 50 millimeter f2.2, the color scope. This is one of my absolute favorite lenses for the Leica. Let's just get it mounted on there. I'm butchering the mounting right now because I can't see. Okay, there we go. Now, let's get it back on f2.2, closest focus at 0.5, and let's hit autofocus. Let's hit the focus point first, and we got nothing. Let's move it to about a meter, and we're locked on. Better performance. Let's put it to infinity, where you're supposed to put this lens with the Techart Pro adapter. You're supposed to keep it at infinity, but I'm a little bit close. And let's check. I've got at 2.2, I've got a very slight haze. But let's track this and move around. It's sticky. I think it's working. The autofocus is performing. Now, if I have it at 0.5, clearly it's not helping. It's too close. If we move it at a more comfortable 0.7 on the minimum focus, we lock focus. So the 35 seems to perform better than the 50, but the 50 is no slouch. Now, I don't think this lens is really going to work, not because it's a bad lens, but just because we are too close to the camera. So let's just see what this looks like. So at 0.9, 1 meter, nope. Let's put it infinity. So at 0.9, we're almost there. I think, 0.9 we can. So I had to move it just a little bit further back. You saw what I did there. And now, will I track? Yes, we can track. Let's take a shot. This is at the Voigtländer 90mm f2.8. I love this lens. It's fantastically small. I wish it was a little bit faster at f2, but it's a fantastically sharp, compact lens, and that's what I really like. So at its minimum focus distance of 0.9, which is not as good as the 35 and the 50, or even the 15, because those lenses have a minimum focus of 0.5 meters. This is a 0.9, but look at the results you can get. Let's check the image. My goodness, look at that. That is f2.8. That is so damn sharp. Let's stop this down to f8. See what we got. And let's observe. My goodness. Razor friggin' blade. Super sharp. I might just try f4 just for fun. So, it performs really well. This new Techart Pro, it's a fantastic adapter. It works really well, and you can see it moving in and out there ever so slightly. Just moving in and out, and it's fast. It's much faster. I'll take some shots outside and we'll see what they look like. But essentially, the new Techart Pro, whatever you call it, LME-A9 even the Nikon variation, which I tested recently, they perform fantastically. And I'm really not disappointed with these Techart Pros. They're fantastic adapters. Now all of your glass, your Leica M-mount glass, can now have a second life and be shot on the Sony. And the benefit here is you'd have much smaller lenses. You don't have any of the issues of, well, you know, these other, some of the Sony lenses right now, they're really big or plasticky, and I don't like them at all. All in all, I think it's a pretty cool experience. The fact that you can have your manual focus lenses with autofocus, they're much smaller, much better quality than some of the other lenses I've used. Really happy how this performs. One of the things, let's have a look at the photos. Let's chimp these photos, and what you'll see here is all of the photos we just took are sharp. Apart from those torturous moving photos that I took at the start, everything is, well, working as it's intended to.